Alright. So, this is Farming Simulator. And you guys are going to be picking up at my farm here. And the deluxe was on sale, like super cheap, so I have all the crazy things. And actually my controller here is dying. So you can grab some. I'll steal my... Yeah, I don't know what's causing that. Okay, I'm going to swap my Xbox batteries here. Just cause all the technical things here. Plus. Okay. These batteries not good. Okay. There we go. Should be good. And I am back. Alright, so this is our farm. And basically I have been playing it for a little while now. And so I can go ahead and... kind of, yeah. A little bit. I've never played it with anybody in chat, so I'm just trying to balance the audio in my headphones here. Alright, so I have like a nice little store there. I can teleport between vehicles, so that's why I keep my truck here. Alright. So, we do need to be kind of baling here, and we need to get this guy... we're going to go ahead and hire a worker to finish harvesting this field for us. And then I don't remember what this guy was in the middle of. Oh, I need to take him home. So, basically the idea is that you grow crops, and you harvest the crops, and at some point I'd love to get into like the livestock side of it. And that's really it. It could not be simpler. We're actually going to just cut across this field. Now on this difficulty, it doesn't... I don't know if it's modded or anything, but like I've seen Let's Plays where it damages the field. Nah, you can just drive right across. No big deal. Take out some signs. Living the dream. Alright. Now we have been baling, as you can see all these lovely bales here. And we can turn it on and just start baling. This is something you can't hire a worker for, so like I have to do it. But I hire a worker for a lot of things. And if we wouldn't do wheat as a crop, you wouldn't get this. This is what's called chaff. I've learned a lot about farming from this game. But I've been playing this since Christmas. And the chaff is a big piece of the profit. If you have to choose only among gamers, that's probably not a bad call. If you have people who have outside skills, you might want to go with that. Alright, and it won't automatically drop the bale, which I don't know if the fancier ones will, but... So that'll spit out a nice little thing there. And then we can close it back up. And it's still running, and off we go. Ah. How does Maddie feel about you guys having another little sister? I'm assuming girl only because Well, just statistically, for those that don't know, between Brian's sister and Brian's brother, they only have girls. So it's just it just seems to be the plan. I wasn't paying attention there when it filled up. I just drove over a bunch more. So we'll make a pass down this one again. But it's super relaxing. I don't know if any of you have played like these simulator type games that have gotten really big, but like this and like the truck drivers, like Euro Truck Simulator and all that. But you're basically just doing a task that somebody actually gets paid for in real life. Turned into easy mode, of course. Like I have crop withering turned off right now because I have too many fields and I wasn't getting to them fast enough. Pick that last little bit up. You can actually see some of the grass that's kind of in piles here from when I did mow it, because it was getting a little unwieldy. Well, it's hard when that's the level of communication you have. Okay. So it looks like this one here should just pretty much fill up right there. Back up a little, drop it, and off we go. Now, there is a machine that can like pick these up, and I need a front loader, and I don't have one. And the big reason I don't have one is because I don't have the money for it. So that guy that's harvesting is kind of important. So I may need to check back in on him. We'll finish this bale up. Alright, so he's totally full. So let's go drive our other tractor over, because that worker is charging us to work, but you can see it ticking on my thing over there. He's charging me his hourly wage, but he's not working at the moment. And that's because it is totally full. Look at all this extra chaff. Oh my gosh. Thankfully we can just drive right into the crop here. Should be able to pretty much fill this trailer up. I'd like to get a bigger trailer at some point, but we got to get the base level of all the tools before I can start talking about better tools. Because this is the trailer they start you with. Get some towards the back of the trailer here. There we go. So he's almost drained. It doesn't actually even totally fill this trailer, but if I ever get a bigger harvester. But the nice thing about that is, so you can actually drive alongside here and kind of get it as he harvests it. But I'd be able to leave it here and just wait until he finished harvesting a whole field, instead of now I have to go deal with this. So what I'll do is, like, sometimes when you harvest a field, you'll kind of take it and dump it in the silos, and then now I use the silos to top those off. That way I'm never taking less than full loads all the way across town, because it's a long drive to go sell this to the highest bidder. but it's incredibly relaxing. Start filling left. And now we're full. And then prices, we're selling wheat. So we're looking for that $7.75 at Mary's Farm. Map overview. And Mary's Farm is way down there. So go ahead and merge right onto this road. The cars will stop for you if you give them enough space, and they'll wait patiently behind you. But it's not a bad idea to look left or right. Thankfully, there doesn't appear to be any police in this town, so they need to stop at stop signs. Wouldn't worry about it. They have a very active city in that they'll fix any street signs I happen to mow over, which is wonderful. We'll see you back in a bit, Brian. Some kid aggro there. So, 10:45 in the morning. The days pass decently fast. You can set the speed. I kind of like it where it's at. Keeps the fields growing plenty fast. You can own all of these fields, so I would love to own more fields and get more crops. In theory, the fact that I'm always harvesting wheat is going to drive the cost of wheat down, so it'd be nice to diversify a little bit. I don't know how much the difficulty plays a role in that. Oh no! This tractor really struggles with a full trailer. Getting up this hill. That's the other thing stopping me from getting a bigger trailer is we would probably need to get a bigger tractor for it. And I have one really nice tractor. I think it's the one being used with the baler right now. Yeah. This is my newest, biggest tractor. So that would be a method. Can you join my game? No, this is just a single player thing. I am just playing single player on this map, doing it all by myself. But definitely welcome, Ryan. I see people playing these kind of games multiplayer, and that is absolute insanity. You get like 30 people harvesting stuff. Pretty crazy. Alright, go ahead and unload. So there we go, made a nice little chunk. Drive across their nice, cleanly planted field here. Gets down the hill just great though. It can really fly down the game. This hill. I wish it would actually get a little out of hand. Push me up to like 35 mile an hour or something. This game is so centered around tractors, obviously, that driving the cars are so unwieldy because the whole driving engine was built around vehicles that typically hover around that like 20 to 30 mile an hour range. Gets a little nuts. It's just a very slow merge into this right lane. Oh, Helper G has finished their task. So we are done harvesting there. Probably see if I can get back over here. See if how much chaff I have left in these fields before I can start maybe plowing one. Be nice to get them. This is my field off to the right too. And it's weird because I guess I planted like right during a like a growth tick, because that left side always grows like just a little bit before that right side. So it'll get ahead of it, and then they'll be tied, and it'll get ahead of it. I don't know how often it views a growth tick. I don't know if that's once a day and I just happen to plant it near midnight or something like that. But kind of funny to see those change like that. Oh, he didn't finish. You did not finish. Turn on harvester. Did not finish. You just ran into a section that failed to plant. And that happens. Do this last little section manually. Hopefully it doesn't leave the tiniest little sliver. Those drive me nuts. Oh, boo. We'll actually go ahead and... That's a far enough gap that we'll go ahead and do this one now. That's going to be a pain to bale. Goes a little bit faster. Gets up to a full 14 mile an hour when I turn the harvester off. But when it's on, it's stuck down at a solid 6, an expedient 6 mile an hour. Oh no, it's raining. It says I can't. It said I shouldn't be harvest during the rain. So, muddy mess. Push this pipe out. Go ahead and drain this trailer. Slow and steady. And done. I'm going to pipe in. And we'll go back to the silo and top this one off. If the silo has enough to top this one off, then I'll go ahead and take another delivery. We'll see if we can actually get enough to get maybe a front loader or something today. Pick those bales up. I'd love to sell them or package them up or something. I don't know if they deteriorate if I leave them out in the weather. It's my first season to bale. I didn't have enough money for a baler last year, so I had to just waste all that. Alright. Fills up so fast. Beautiful. Back to Mary's farm. I'm assuming that's still the highest. Yeah. Maplefield Mill is on the rise, but Mary's farm is 772. So we got 775 for our last load, so you can see it declining as we meet Mary's demand for wheat in her silo down there. So we'll jump on over here. Below the stop sign. Don't even look left or right. They see the tractor coming. Your move. I do wish they'd like merge on this 2-lane road. I wish it had the intelligence to have them like go around you and stuff. Maybe even kind of like honk for a bit and then like accelerate by you like an actual person does. But instead they just patiently stay in their lane. You can even like cut in front of them. They really don't seem to care. Oh, he hit me! Okay, he cares about tractors. They don't care about trailers. We'll see if we can get this guy to stop over here. Yeah, that's right. You stop. Oh, we almost missed our turn. Messing around with traffic. It's so slow. I swear we were doing 8 last time. Hopefully the weather doesn't affect that. And we made it. That hill gets pretty tough with a full trailer. I think it's just relaxing. I think it's a nice change of pace to just do something repetitive just for the sake of it. It's so calm. I think you can even turn music on. I don't remember. Oh, that's nice. Make some money. It's amazing that she's able to pay me as each grain hits, instead of one big chunk at the end. She has a good eye for grain there. Getting 6,000 per load though. If I remember correctly, I need like 70 before I can move it to like balers. Because the other issue is once I get a front loader, I need a trailer that can transport it. And I don't need it to be too crazy of a trailer. I'd prefer it to be a trailer that hooked up to my pickup. I don't know, maybe it needs to be a trailer hooked up to a tractor. I don't know how that weight's going to deal with it. Maybe a bale's too heavy for a pickup. I don't know. I baled hay in high school. It was hard work. It's just, they just take anybody dumb enough to do the labor. It sounded like good money, and then you got out there like, wow, this is hard. Oh yeah, I wouldn't do anything else. Yeah, it was tough. We'll stay out of that field in the rain. I think the rain is cleaning up my tractor. There's never anybody on my road. Oh, we got our game of the month for free. I don't know. Some Xbox 360 game was the only one I didn't have. I just download them all. If I'm ever bored, I'll go play them. A lot of them are awful, but every once in a while you get a real gem in there. it gives them a huge amount of power over anybody that wants to kind of partner with them. So it just gives them hopefully more power to be competitive with exclusives and things like that. As a gamer, I prefer things to be agnostic, but right, that's what makes that really powerful. Is they can start to possibly look at things like the Game Pass gets access to these games first, or gets access to these games. I mean, they could take small developers and make them only available on Game Pass. Just like hey, here's a game that, and because Game Pass starts to have like its own bank account, and so if Game Pass wants to buy it, it's just like Netflix. If it wants to buy and produce its own content for the purpose of Game Pass, you might see developers who were looking for a publisher, and they're not published by Microsoft, they're published by Game Pass, and so they're built and designed explicitly for the goal to kind of become that Netflix original of games. Could be cool. Right. I don't know. It'll be interesting to see. I think it's when you see a leadership promotion change, anything like that, it's not overnight, but over that first year, that's a lot of, okay, I've started to get a feel for the things that now with my newfound power I want to change, and now I've started to put the policies in place that they are starting to change, and if some of those things take setup time, it's been long enough that some of those things are starting to go public, so I would expect to see a big shift in Microsoft over the next 6 months leading into E3. Could be cool. Will it pick all of that up? Almost. That was impressive. Pick that little bit up. Thank you. I don't know where that pile came from. Got big. So did you play what Monster Hunter games did you play before, since I think that's what you're playing right now? Had you played any of the Monster Hunters leading up to Monster Hunter World? I think he's totally AFK. Let's see. I said, did you play any of the Monster Hunters before Monster Hunter World? And you're liking it? That's awesome. Okay. Well, where does that come from? Like, parties have been working for a very long time. That was an awful turn. That was dizzying. Didn't like that. Man. Don't let me drive your tractor. There we go. Like, where does that come from? I feel like parties are something that's been working in games for a long time now, you know? When I was a kid, it was hard to get things working on the internet. But that's because the internet was still new. Like, I remember having a dial-up connection to my house. So I don't know where it comes from that we see these games like totally trying out this method that feels archaic. Like, they're like, oh, it's like this new party system. No, it's not a new party system. You borrowed it from like a, you know, game making for dummies from 1995. I guess I just thought that all that stuff was so common now that it wasn't that proprietary anymore. Because I understand when something's new and it works really well, why everybody else can't do it, because the people who figured it out own it. But as that knowledge, you know, as those employees move on and things like that, that knowledge has a tendency of just slowly percolating through the whole industry. Plus, once something's working, other people can look at it and say, okay, I think I know how they did that. Now, Final Fantasy 15 Online, the multiplayer section of the game feels like it was built for multiplayer. So it's highly disappointing that it doesn't work, right? Is Monster Hunter World that same way? Does it feel like the content that you're doing in multiplayer was designed for that, or it's just allowing for it? Okay. Now, do you have to keep re-queuing quest to quest to quest like 15, or is like once you're in a party you can kind of keep playing together for hours on end? Oh, that's such a pain. Because that's the other thing, is if you make it hard to join, but then like once I'm in, okay, 15's painful. It's a great game. It's just painful. It has been raining for a long time. Perfect. Engine's a lot quieter inside the cab. Okay, there's no way it gets all this. Did it really get all of that? Wow! I had a big pile again, and it just grabbed it. I never know what this baler is going to do. It wasn't a cheap baler, it just wasn't an expensive baler. The cheapest baler, I was like, yeah, I'm not doing that. It looked like a pain. Yeah. Well, that's awesome. So what part of 4.25 are you most excited about? I mean, it's just obviously Eureka? I mean, that just seems to be... Cannot get this. Right. Yeah, it didn't have enough, and like it didn't properly balance the ability for gatherers and crafters to be there, and I think that's important, is that you have to be aware that like there's going to be people that want to gather and craft there if they make that, or gather there, I guess, if they make that a big piece of it. 144 people in the zone, like I don't know what that means. Like what's the cap on a zone now? Like when they have the world boss in whatchamacallit, you know, to get your Ixion. So what's the cap in a world zone, like for Ixion, right? When you try to log in and it's like no. Slow and steady. There we go. Super steady here. Much better that time. Got it. I wish you could tell a worker to do this. It's kind of weird that this is one of those things you can't train a worker to, like, make a pass at. Even if they just did the back and forth, so it wasn't that efficient, like if you didn't harvest it correctly. They just picked the corner you told them to start at and just went, you know, either side to side or long ways, just based on how you lined them up. And boom, got it all. Awesome. One little spot. Pretty good. These piles make me nervous. There we go. Put my beacon lights on. They have to keep that number hidden. But zone-wise, you think the load suffers at like 200? Well, like when you're in Ixion, the zone is clearly over its recommended number. My question is this them saying it's going to be treated like a world zone, or is this them actually expanding their capabilities? So, like, is this something new, right? Does this allow them handling this well at 144? Does this mean zones can actually be pushed up to 300? It's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. There we go. Well, I was hoping to get more harvested today so that I could buy a front loader, but it is raining. So I'm kind of just stuck. I guess I could go do contract work. That's where you go work on another farm and they just pay you for what the work you do. I think you can actually wrap these up and save them for like when you have animals, but I have generated a lot of bales. So I think I would want to just sell them. They're worth something. We'll just leave that. That's not worth dealing with. Right. If this is just a instance right now, because Final Fantasy XIV is just testing as a trial run to see, you know, what a server can do, it does make you wonder, is there a chance that they start to instance things like when you load into any zone, it's instanced in this same way? So going for Ixion is cross-world. So that you see those lines between worlds start to blend, you know, and start to... I would love to see servers merge, you know, and you just put all the populations together. The servers being fragmented is kind of a weird concept. I understand it's the nature of hardware because it can't handle the full population of the whole game, but that's only the problem today. That doesn't have to be the problem forever. There could be a time, like EVE Online doesn't really deal with that, right? Like EVE Online has thousands of players on there, all at the same time. So like there are games already doing it. It's just a question of how Final Fantasy gets to that point. My wife just texted me and said she will be late this evening. Oh. Okay. I thought that the sale for Division lasted through the 14th. So... Okay. Yeah. Yeah. I just feel dumb for not stopping what I was doing. Oh, did you pick it up for 15? For the $15? Oh. I did not get it. So when I see you on Thursday... Well, that's convenient. That's cool. Yeah. Okay. That's exciting. So, Sparta, you think the size of the bales are appropriate for a pickup to carry them, but, like, how many can it carry? Because I've got dozens of these things. So if I put them on a flatbed trailer, does that trailer need to be towed by something with a little more torque? Or is my farm pickup going to handle it? Okay. Yeah, it was hard playing ESO with him on like because he was like I was coming up on level cap, and I was like, "How are you doing?" And he's like, "You would not believe how many flowers I got yesterday." I'm like, "Yeah, but we can't play together until you do the other thing." But he was just always gathering. He's like, "Ooh, piece candy. Ooh, piece candy." It's like, come on, man. Yeah. Okay. In a in Oblivion, that was way back when Brandon and I were playing it at the same time, and I created a spell to boost my jumping ability. I think it was acrobatics, and I did it through like a series of spells. So I created a spell to up my mana, and then I created a spell. So I had to like boost my mana pool so that I could cast another spell to boost my mana pool, so that I could cast another spell to boost my acrobatics from this new like extremely enlarged mana pool. And I was like, yeah, I can jump really high. And like when I made it, Brandon was like, I was out in a field, and he's like, yeah, I mean, I get it, you can jump high. And then like he came and watched me later, and I was in the city, and I was like, I can jump on top of that house. He's like, no, that's like a 2-story house. And I was like, yeah, I can jump on top of that. So I cast the abilities, and like in one move, I just jump straight up onto the roof. He's like, that is the most ridiculous thing I've ever seen. I could jump like 40 feet high. It was fantastic. I could jump so high. He's like, that is like broken. I was like, yeah, that's why when they made ESO, he was like, why don't they let you make your own spells? Because of that. Because people like me will break it. There was nothing stopping you from breaking your own gameplay experience in Oblivion. I'm not talking hacks or mods or anything. You could just break it within the actual game. So much fun. Yeah, this stuff's all a mess, and it's out in the field. Thankfully, the baler has the ability to like separate out what's grass and what's not. Don't mind me. Just picking a bouquet. Just making... I made a mess of this chaff. Now, are those random combinations, or somebody made each of those models? Now, can the models be random, like put together, so you can get weird stuff, like that game where you could make and breed monsters? Gosh, what was that game? What was that game where you could make and breed, and like people, it was totally random. But I think it was a Maxis game. There we go. So, yeah, I think it's just a different set of trailers. I can check when I'm about to be done gathering chaff here. I gotta have some way to pick it up, too. Alright, when we get to the end of this row here. You know, if we were like playing in the same place, we could probably find a cable out there that would let us dual stream this and that like both games were happening on the same screen and it would just be chaos. Alright. Shop menu. So I need a front loader. I think is what I need. What picks up bales? A bale spike. Perfect. I have the money for a bale spike. Oh, roll type bale fork. Oh, that's good. Oh, I should get a wrapper. How much is a wrapper? They preserve the bale so you don't have to worry about it like deteriorating. Oh, this one does both. Wow, if I'd known that, because I think that's the one I got at 102,000. This one's 135,000. Wait, is it? A bale wrapper packs grass bales in foil so they can ferment into silage. That's what it is. Okay. So you can use them for... Oh, a bale collector. That's what I need. 70,000 right there. Then I can just... That trailer picks it all up in one go. Okay. Oh, but it only works with square bales. Right? How do I know if it works with my type of bale? Because if I buy it, I'm going to feel really dumb. What's a loading wagon do? I am. Let's see. Front loader. I don't know the difference between these. 700 Vario, stair, multi, 4145. What's a 700 Vario? Oh, okay. 700 Vario. That's my nicest tractor, it's 91,000. Okay, and then the other one went for a stair multi 4145. That's the multi. 4145. I don't even see what that's supposed to go to. I could just buy that. $60,000 plus that, so yeah. And that would let me carry them, but then I still need something to stack them on. I don't know. But there's the timer. So, with that, that's what we got done today. It's a lovely rainy day here in our truck. We could go ahead and pull that in here. So that is the finish up of week 1 of farming. We'll be farming this every single week.
Hey Chris, I really like what you do on this channel, and I want to say thanks. How can I do that?
You know, you could try being a patron.
Oh, okay. So tell me more about it.
Well, I think you'd have to click on the link to take you to our Patreon page and see if you want to support it. Unfortunately, you're not going to be able to support just me. Okay. You're going to have to support both of us.
So this is kind of like a win-win. So if they support you, they support me, right?
Yes.
Awesome.
Yes.
Do we have like cool, fun rewards? Like, is there anything I get?
They do, and we're constantly looking for ways to change that. So if you support Team Brian, Team Chris, just teamwork to game, click on that link.
Yeah. Let us know what you think about the rewards too. Whether you like them or if we could do something a little bit different.
And by the way, thanks for watching this video.
We really appreciate it.
We'll see you next time.
Take care.